Hi Sequels friends! Today I'm going to share with you a mini haul from my recent trip to Florida, and I'm also going to give you a little bit of a life update. Now I'm not going to lie, it has been a tough past month, but I'm super excited to be back and to reconnect with all of you guys. So let's see what I found. Welcome back to my channel, friends. Before we get into the haul, I do want to go ahead and share with you guys why I have been away for so long. As many of you guys may know, especially if you follow my community tab, my mom did recently pass away. It was unexpected. It was cancer. It was highly invasive, and there was hospice care involved. So it did take some time to take me away from things. I went down to Florida, and then on top of that, I really honestly just needed some time to process everything, to take care of my family and the like. So I do want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, your kindness and your patience, and I just really appreciate the kind words that you guys have sent. I am super grateful for this space and this community, and your kindness just really meant a lot to me. So I'm excited to be back to doing what I love. And in that vein, while I was going through some heavy stuff and some grieving, my partner had suggested while I was in Florida, hey, why don't you take a morning and just go thrifting, because that brings you joy. So kind of take your mind off of things. And if you've had somebody pass, you know that, and if you're like me, you may not be an open griever, but it comes when people pass. So I was a little hesitant for fear I'd be out in the thrift store crying, but actually it did me a world of good. It was great to kind of just be out with the community, chat with people, remember why life is worth living and living to its fullest. So I really appreciate my partner for kind of encouraging me to go and do that. And of course, there is a mini haul. There are not a ton of things. Like I said, I was just popping in and out, but I did find some stuff. First of all, I went to this thrift store in the Villages, Florida. So if you guys know anything about the Villages, it is a fun, happening senior place. And I did find some things. I did want to share with you guys this picture of how I knew I was in Florida as soon as I saw these shorts, and you'll also realize it based on a few of the things that I've picked up. So let me share with you what I have. These things are all listed, so much so that I actually have a few things to share with you that sold. You'll notice when you look down below at my cost of goods and my resale value, things are a little bit more expensive in Florida. You guys know that if you watch any Florida resellers. I was anticipating it to be even worse, but I might have been lucky being in the Villages. I picked this up because you guys know I love vintage. It is Lily of California, and I just couldn't with all of it. So it is a very thick, nice quality button-up collared shirt. It is in beautiful blue, aqua blue, floral. It almost looks like a watercolor pattern. And if that wasn't enough for you, yeah, it's got beads. I just thought it was cute. I love the cuff here. It looks like it's three-quarter sleeves. I thought this would be fun because that whole like coastal grandma thing going on. Now we're gonna see if this one comes and bites me in the butt, because I did pay up for it, but I just thought it was so cute. I love that buttery yellow color that is very popular right now. The oversized hibiscus, and this would be just gorgeous in a kid's room, or even if you are a dopamine home decor person, or even in a guest room. It is designed by Waverly. Now, if you could see, it is quilted, and it did come with 2 shams, and it is the full size. So I'm kind of excited to see how this does. I think it would do better if it was Waverly and not Traditions by Waverly, but I have seen several in the $75 to $100 range. In reality, even if I flipped it and net 40 bucks on it, I still double my money. And then if you guys saw my community tab, you would know that I had quite the success in the belt section. I have been picking up so many belts lately. They are, typically have a lower buy-in price, and just accessories are so popular right now. And have you tried to shop for a belt? Oh my gosh, they are hell of expensive. So even to buy one at a, buy a vintage one for like 20 bucks is a steal. I thought this is super pretty. There is a little bit of wear to the gold of the buckle, but I love the buckle. It also is a stretchy snake chain, which I love, so it fits some different sizes. And I just thought it was very streamlined, very minimalist, but also could read as disco, could read very 80s. So I thought that was going to be a fun pickup. And then I've had success with these belts in the past. I was a little disappointed because it said all fabric belts were $2, but when I went to the front, they did end up charging me $4 for both of these. And I said, don't be so greedy, Heather. They are fun, they are vintage, and you have to save them from the landfill. This is actually by Leather Shop, but it is a full fabric belt. It is, let's get you onto the front here. It is macrame, beaded, with pearls, corded, ribbon, pastel. Again, all sorts of coastal grandma vibes. Pastels are really popular right now. I like the rope detail, and it does close. And it does have this cool gold closure. Lots of gold accent details in there as well. Super, super pretty in a really fun way. I have this, I'll show you, in my Etsy shop right now, paired with like a peasanty skirt, a straw bag, and a white top, and it is just giving all sorts of boho vibes. Next, I'll pop a picture up of this very similar style belt. This one does have a Velcro closure, and it is a different brand name, and it is in like a blue color theme. Again, just absolutely gorgeous. This one has already sold. I ended up netting a little under 20 bucks because of that $4 buy-in. I gotta tell you, if you can get this for the typical belt price of $1 or $2, you will be able to make 20 bucks on this belt. And again, such a great addition to just jazzing up any wardrobe. And then last up is another item that I paid up for, because again, in my Goodwill, this would have been about $6. They were $8 here, but I am having a lot of success with Ralph Lauren, and I'm having success with very Y2K, I'd say 90s/Y2K chunky shoes, specifically kitten heels, mules, square toe. So these were definitely worth the pickup. I am happy to report that they net me $23, so not bad with an $8 buy-in price. Did sell all in for $39 within just a week or so of listing. So I love me a fast flip, especially a fast flip that makes over 20 bucks. So that is it for today's haul, but do not fret because I have a ton of videos filmed and I can't wait to share them with you. I have some freebie hauls, Goodwill bins hauls. I'm trying a new mystery box. My freebie haul is how do you figure out what's worth listing and what's not. So we're going to deep dive into that. We're going to use ChatGPT to help us out to figure things out. I've got a lot of stuff planned and I am excited for you to see it. So if you're not already subscribed, you may want to go ahead, consider hitting that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring a ding-a-ling my bell so that you are notified whenever I upload new content, which is every Wednesday. Now, if you like all sorts of thrift hauls, I have plenty of videos for you to watch. If you want to deep dive into those playlists, fall down that rabbit hole, go ahead, Alice, have some fun, and I will see you next week with some more reselling content. Take care, friends. Bye.